Okay. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this practice quiz for the A+ 1101 exam, where I am going to help prepare you to conquer and pass this exam. Let's get straight into it with our first performance-based question. The question reads, your employer has asked you to create a short pamphlet he can use to educate all new employees on the different types of servers and their roles. He has sent you an email that, according to him, contained everything you needed to achieve the task. However, it seems that he forgot to attach the server roles. You ask him to send them through, but they are in a jumbled order. You need to make sure each server role correctly aligns with the relevant server type. So it seems you might need a new boss, but the first thing we have to do is successfully complete this task. Here is what he has sent us. At the top, he has sent us the server roles, and at the bottom, he has sent us the servers that we need to figure out which role goes with which server. So you'll take the server roles from the top and slot it in the appropriate, or slot it next to the appropriate server. I'll give you a few seconds to do this. Pause the video. I'm not going to wait for how long I think you might take. Just hit pause. Do this now. And I'll have a sip of coffee. After that sip, we'll skip to the answer. 3, 2, 1. This is what it should look like, okay? You need to be able to know what different servers do, be able to look at a scenario and say, okay, based on what I've seen in this scenario, this is a server that's being used because this is what they're doing. Anything about identifying what different servers do, you'll need to know it, okay? And for the actual practice exams that I have, again, I've cut this in half as usual, so you'll need to know all of them. Every single server in the practice exam, in the exam objectives, you will need to be able to tell someone what they mean, okay, what they do. Let's move on to multiple choice question number 1. The question reads, Tech by Matt Incorporated is looking to purchase company-owned phones for their employees. They would like a solution which allows them to manage features on those phones, such as the lock screen timeout, authentication requirements, and control what apps are and are not allowed. Which of the following will allow them to do this? A. MAM. B. MOM. C. MDM. D. MMM. Your answer coming up in 3, 2, pause the video if you need more time, 1. The answer is C, MDM, Mobile Device Management. Focuses on managing and securing mobile devices. It allows organizations to control various device settings, including lock screen timeout, authentication requirements, app installation, and more. MDM is designed to provide centralized management of mobile devices within an organization. So here is some information on the incorrect answers. You've got MAM, which is Mobile Application Management, which only allows you to essentially manage an application on that device. So you have complete control over the rest of the device. They just manage the application. Whereas in MDM, they are managing the entire device. The other two, MOM, mom, that is your mother. That is not an actual thing. And MMM, I made that up, okay? That is not real. That being said, we'll move on to the second multiple choice question. Primary exam objective 2 for the A+ 1101 CompTIA exam. Let's take a look. The question reads, which of the following is a public class C IP address? A, 192.1.0.5. B, 10.0.0.1. C, 10.255.255.254. Or D, 191.255.255.254. Pause the video to think about that. Your answer coming up in 3, 2, 1. The answer is A, 192.1.0.5. You will need to essentially know, pause the video if you want to read that. You will need to know the different classes of IP addresses, what range goes in, and within that range, what is public and what is private. You'll need to know that. When I was practicing this, when I was practicing for my exam, I took a little sheet of paper with me everywhere I went. I remember I went grocery shopping with my wife. I was pushing around the trolley, and she'd turn around and she'd say to me, "Hey, do we have do we have enough milk at home?" And she'd turn around and she'd look at me. I'd just be looking at this piece of paper. I'd be quizzing myself in the middle of the supermarket, like 110.111.0.192.1. And then she's like snapping her fingers in front of me, like, "Hello?" And I'm like, "Oh, shit, crap, sorry. I didn't realize I looked like some weird robot computer guy in the middle of the grocery store because I studied this so hard. I knew I had to know this off by heart." Okay, so this table here you can find in my learning guide at journeytocyber.com, or you can just like get it from the video here and just draw it out or take a screenshot if you want to, right? So you'll need to know that. Let's move on to the next question, multiple choice question. It reads, Ralph is making his way to work when he receives an urgent call from his wife. She has an exam coming up. Sound familiar? And cannot remember what type of addressing the DORA process is associated with. D-O-R-A, DORA. What do you tell her? A, it is associated with DNS. B, it is associated with syslog. C, it is associated with IP. Or D, it is associated with cybersecurity analytics. Pause the video if you need more time. Your answer in 3, 2, 1. The answer is C. It is associated with IP. Pause the video if you want to read through that, but you should know what the DORA principle is. You should be familiar with what that is, how that works, when a device connects to a network, what the process is that goes on. The DORA process. If you have no idea, research that now. You can use Google, or you can use my learning guide at journeytocyber.com for only $5. So cheap, so unbelievably cheap. Professor Messer has free YouTube video series that will absolutely help walk you through all of this. If you use my learning guide to accompany that over at journeytocyber.com, you will absolutely easily be ready for that exam to answer any questions such as this. That being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next question. It reads, you are an entrepreneur looking to develop a new website without having to design everything from scratch. You want to focus on your product's development while leaving the hardware and basic building blocks to a third party. Which cloud computing model aligns with your requirements? A, infrastructure as a service, or IaaS. B, software as a service, or SaaS. C, platform as a service, or PaaS. D, hybrid cloud. Pause the video if you need more time. Your answer coming up now. C, platform as a service was the correct answer. So you will need to know the difference between IaaS, SaaS, PaaS, and even DaaS, desktop as a service, as well as something you'll need to know. So pause the video here if you want to read more about PaaS, and pause it here if you want to read more about the incorrect answers. But you'll need to know the difference between all of these different cloud kind of these ideas. So, final question coming up now. The question reads, after installing the print drivers on your device, you attempt to print a 3-page document to the Office inkjet printer. However, when you look at the printed document, it appears to be garbled. What is the most likely cause of this? A, you installed the wrong driver. B, you connected to a subnet as opposed to the main network. C, the printer needs to be calibrated. Or D, the corona wire has been damaged. Pause the video if you need more time. Your answer coming up in 3, 2, 1. The answer is A, you installed the wrong driver. Installing the wrong printer driver can indeed result in printouts that are garbled or don't match the intended formatting. If the driver doesn't properly interpret the print data, it can lead to unexpected output. Make sure the driver matches the printer, okay? You've got to make sure you do that. Otherwise, you'll get pages that look like it's an alien language, and then your boss will look at it and he'll think you're being contacted by aliens and he'll call in the FBI. You'll end up in jail. No one wants that, all right? So make sure you install the correct drivers to avoid getting locked up at a black site somewhere, because trust me, I've been there. It's not good. Guys, there's your incorrect answers. Feel free to pause to have a read of that if you want to. I'm going to move on now. But if you want more of this, you can head to journeytocyber.com to grab your learning guide that you can use alongside Professor Mess's free YouTube series, or to grab your 5 practice exams, each of which has a multiple performance-based questions that you can use. Okay, I wish I had this while I was studying, but I didn't. So you're luckier than I am. That being said, I will stop plugging myself now and I'll let you go. I'll see you in the next quiz. And more importantly, I will see you after you pass your A+ 1101 exam. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining me on this one.